Hey everyone, and welcome to the Webtogs gear review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Nemo Equipment Women's Tempo Long Sleeping Bag, or Long 20, however you want to pronounce it. So this is a great all-rounder sleeping bag. As you can see, it comes in a nice stuff sack. I believe this is just for storage, which is obviously what you're going to want to store it in. Anyway, let's take a look at the key features. So first off, obviously it has a comfort of up to 20 degrees and it has an extreme of -7. So it's going to be great for the spring, summer and early autumn. Again, it all depends on how you feel the heat or the cold, should I say. It has a spoon shape, which offers way more comfort than a standard kind of sleeping bag. So you've got that little bit more flexibility when it comes to, being in your sleeping bag. So if you like to sprawl out or spread out a bit, it's going to offer you that more comfort, really, which is a really, really nice thing to see. Obviously, it could take up to 6 foot in terms of person. Again, this is why it's a long version, should we say, which is really, really cool. And the insulation is called Stratofiber. So the Stratofiber is going to keep you nice and warm, but it also has high wicking as well. So if you do get a little bit hot like me, you get a little bit hot now and again, it's just going to help enable that wicking moisture to keep you nice and cool. Basically, it's going to react nicely to your core body temperature. Anyway, let's actually open her up, shall we? So as you can see, this is the stuff sack itself. Now, the reason why you should store your sleeper bags in a loosely fitting bag like this, it just means that enables the bag itself to breathe. Sometimes even with synthetics, if they spend way too much time in a compression sack, when you open it up, it has a tendency of either being too compressed that it doesn't quite open up, or it somehow manages to clunk bits together. Definitely if you're going for down, but even in a synthetic, you know what I mean? You want it to be as free and as open as possible, so then you get the best performance out of your sleeping bag. Anyway, stop waffling, Sean, and let's open this up. So first off, what I really like about this is the bright colour, which is what you need in a sleeping bag. A nice purple with a green inner. Almost, I'm getting Hulk vibes, should we say, but I think that is fantastic. Let me just open this up. I'm doing this very carefully because I know I don't want to knock anything off. There we go, come on, nearly there. It's getting cool on the bottom bit, that's why. There we go. There we go, and let's get rid of that netting. Let's just make sure there's nothing else in the netting at the base. Nope, so there's that netting there. Let's just put that to one side. So the Nemo itself, as you can see, is pretty big, but again, this is a spoon design, so it's enabled for more comfort, so it's going to be bigger than your traditional sleeping bag. But if you don't like the restrictions that your sleeping bag offers you, this is definitely something to consider. Zip itself is on the right hand side, and that is a nice ease glide zip. Zips themselves, like most traditional zips, you've got a zip on the front and then you've got an internal zip as well, so you can zip up internally, and that goes all the way down to the base of the sleeping bag, or should I say, you've got about 6, maybe even 8 inches, which is very standard when it comes to a sleeping bag. The internal lining, like I said, is this bright green bright green color, which is a great contrast against the purple, which basically means even if you're going on a backpacking adventure, you set your tent up and it's quite dark, you're not too sure where your tent is, whack your torch on. You won't even need your torch. It's bright green, you'll be able to see it, which is fantastic. But like I said, the key thing is obviously it came in that mesh bag, but it actually goes into this stuff sack here, which off the top of my head is probably around about maybe between 8 to 10 litres. But what is really, really nice is you've obviously got your hook handle on here, and then you've got your traditional entry. But the actual base of this bag itself, the stuff sack itself, is it's not stretchy, but it's not the same material that's on the side there. So even though it's a hard wearing material, it just means you've got that flex. So if you like me, have a tendency of not liking or getting fed up, should we say, when it comes to actually putting this massive sleeping bag in this stuff sack, having that flex material at the end there just means you've got a bit more wiggle room, which is really, really cool. But like I said, only use this when you're going A to B. As soon as you get to your campsite, as soon as your tent's up or whatever you're sleeping in, take it out of the bag and let your sleeping bag breathe. And when it comes to storage, like I said, use this mesh bag. This mesh bag this is what it's designed for. It's designed to keep your sleeping bag nice and free, nice and open, so it reduces the overall compression of the fibers that are inside the sleeping bag itself. That's pretty much it when it comes to the actual main bag itself. Obviously, you've got your tuck system on there, so that's going to go up against your neck, and then working with the pulley systems that are on the side here, drawstring that all in, very much like a traditional sleeping bag. You can pull that in and then trap the air if it is that little bit chilly. But like I said, between 20 is its comfort to its extreme is -7. So yeah, you know what I mean? You do have a fair amount of wiggle room in it. And then let me just actually get the hood up, because I didn't actually show you guys and girls, did I? So the hood itself, it's basically a very traditional standard hood. You've got your bungee system that runs all the way through there. You've actually got a nice lip on the outside as well for additional protection. So yeah, kind of just pulls it in nicely. So who is this massive sleeping bag for? It's for someone who doesn't like the restriction of should we say traditional sleeping bags. With that spoon design, you've got way more flexibility. If you are slightly taller than the average person or average lady, considering this is designed for women, this is something to consider. As I say, it's designed for taller people and people that just want that more room, you know, rather than being, you know, cocooned like that. Not like everyone sleeps like that in a sleeping bag. Obviously you can relax, but if you want to super relax, you can do so. If you want to be more comfortable in a sleeping bag, this is definitely one to consider. That's about it really. Or if you're of average size, like me, should I say, I mean, I'm 6'10", I'm not 6'10", I'm about 5'8", 5'9", and you just want as much room as possible, even I would be happy with this. And this is a ladies' fit, not that that really means anything to me, but I would be very, very happy with this sleeping bag as well, just from the overall fit and design. And even the stuff sack itself isn't actually that massive, which is pretty cool. Yeah, anyway, if you want any more information on the Tempo, just head over to our website, webtogs.com, or click on the link that is pinned in the comments. And once you're there, you'll notice that we're doing a really cool initiative at this moment, which is place an order, plant a tree. So for every order that is placed through our website, webtogs.com, we are going to be planting a tree for this wonderful world that we live in, which is fantastic. But that's not all. We are also doing, or so should I say doing, I've completely lost my train of thought. I'm getting quite hot with this sleeping bag here. But basically our warehouse is one of the most eco-friendly warehouses in the world. It's definitely number one in the UK and maybe even Europe, and it's definitely top 5 within the world overall. Now what that means is basically we've got our carbon emissions down by 93.5%. So that within itself is fantastic. If you're after to reducing your overall carbon footprint, ordering through us will help that. We won't add to it, we will help that. But with our initiative of place an order, plant a tree, that does something rather special. So that one tree that we plant based off of your order will actually wipe out the carbon emissions, because they're so low, 93.5% as of recording. It will actually wipe out 3 other carbon footprints of 3 other Webtog orders, which is fantastic. So just due to the fact that we have such an eco-friendly warehouse, it really does mean we can help this world, help the environment, but then obviously still offer you the gear and equipment that you need for your next adventure. And like you've guessed it, those 3 orders that you've helped wipe the carbon emissions of, they are also going to have trees planted for them. So it really is a massive win-win. Anyway, if you want any more information about that, again, it's all going to be pinned in the comments below. I want to stop blabbering on now. I hope you're enjoying your day, wherever you're watching this or wherever you are. Have a good one and happy trails.